the permission you've been waiting for, why your pain deserves a voice. I want to start by telling you about someone who is quietly reshaping the way we think about strength, survival, and softness. Her name is Kiki Williams, and she is a force. Not the kind of force that bulldozes through obstacles or demands attention, but the kind that creates space, the kind that holds you when you're falling apart and reminds you that falling apart is not the end of your story. Kiki has spent her life helping Black professionals and entrepreneurs move from survival mode into something softer, something truer, something that feels like freedom. She doesn't just talk about healing, she lives it, breathes it, and creates space for others to do the same. And what she shared with me during our conversation, it might just change the way you see your own pain. So here's what I need you to hear right now, not later, not when you feel ready, right now. You are allowed to hurt. You are allowed to say it out loud. And that honesty, it might be the thing that saves your life and someone else's too. We live in a world that has taught us, especially as Black women, that strength means silence. That if you're struggling, you smile harder. If you're breaking, you work faster. If you're drowning, you keep your head above water just long enough for everyone else to think you're swimming. We've been handed this script that says vulnerability is weakness, that asking for help is failure, that admitting you're not fine is somehow a betrayal of everyone who's counting on you to hold it together. But here's the truth Kiki Williams reminded me of during our interview: pain is real, but it is not permanent. Let me say that again because I need you to feel it. Pain is real, but it is not permanent. Life can get unbearably heavy. It can feel like the weight is going to crush you, like there's no way out, like this is just how it's going to be forever. And I'm not going to stand here and tell you it gets better overnight because that would be a lie. Healing doesn't work like that. It's not a light switch, it's not a quick fix. It's a slow, intentional process that requires support, honesty, and time. But here's what I know to be true: over time, with the right support and intentional healing, things do shift. For Black professionals and entrepreneurs navigating burnout, depression, deep disappointment, or grief, that shift might feel impossible to imagine right now. But where you are today is not where you'll always be. And believing that, even when it's hard, is the first step towards something better. During my conversation with Kiki Williams, we talked about what it means to drop the cape. You know, the one I'm talking about, the Superwoman cape, the one that says you have to be everything to everyone all the time without breaking, without complaining, without needing anything for yourself. That cape is heavy and it's killing us because here's what nobody tells you about that cape: it doesn't protect you, it isolates you, it keeps you from being honest about what you're really going through. It keeps you from reaching out for help because you've been taught that needing help means you're not strong enough. And so you suffer in silence, thinking that's what strength looks like. But Kiki Williams helped me see something different. She reminded me that you are allowed to hurt out loud and that honesty can save you. In our community, we are often taught to be strong and silent. We're taught to push through, to keep going no matter what, to never let them see you sweat. And listen, I get it. That survival instinct has kept us alive. It's gotten us through things that would have broken other people. But survival mode was never meant to be a permanent state. And the cost of staying in it, of never naming your pain, of never asking for help, is too high. Giving yourself permission to name your pain to a friend, a therapist, a mentor, or a trusted circle is not weakness. It is a survival tool. It is a pathway to becoming wiser, more grounded, and more emotionally free. and it is one of the bravest things you can do. Let me tell you about Taraji P. Henson. You know her. Academy Award nominated actress, powerhouse icon. For years, Taraji embodied the strong Black woman image while quietly fighting depression and anxiety. She was navigating grief after the death of her father and the murder of her child's father. She was managing a very public, high pressure career while battling mental health struggles that nobody saw. And she did what so many of us do. She kept it together on the outside while falling apart on the inside. But then something shifted. Taraji started seeking therapy. She started publicly naming her mental health struggles in interviews, and she realized how many Black women were suffering in silence. Successful on paper, but deeply unwell emotionally. That realization fueled her decision to build something bigger than herself. She founded the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation to support mental health in the Black community, to normalize therapy, and to fund access to culturally competent care. Taraji's foundation has launched national campaigns and conferences elevating Black mental health. It has partnered with organizations and schools to provide free or low cost therapy and support spaces for Black youth and adults. Her work has increased visibility of mental health issues among Black professionals and creatives, and it has created funding and programs that connect Black people to Black therapists and culturally aware providers. Taraji's story embodies what Kiki Williams and I talked about during our interview. It hurts now, it gets better later, and you can help someone else. Her honesty has shifted the conversation around Black women's mental health, giving countless people permission to seek help and know they are not alone. And here's the thing, your healing is not just for you, it positions you to help someone else. When you survive something hard and are willing to talk about it, you become a living roadmap for someone who can't yet see a way forward. In a world where only about 1 in 3 Black adults with mental illness receives treatment, every story of I made it through and every act of reaching back matters. Your pain, when you're brave enough to name it, becomes permission for someone else to do the same. Let me tell you about Donita Hathaway. She's the daughter of legendary soul singer Donny Hathaway, who lived with severe mental illness and died by suicide. For years, Donny's genius was centered while his mental illness and its impact on his family remained in the background. Donita grew up with the trauma and stigma attached to her father's death, navigating a legacy of pain, silence, and shame around mental health in a Black family. But Danita chose to break that silence. She started speaking publicly about her father's struggles and their impact on her family. She used her platform to call for better mental health care access and attention to Black youth mental health crises. And her advocacy has elevated national awareness, contributed to a broader movement, including congressional attention, and given other Black families language and courage to confront their own mental health struggles and seek help. Danita has been featured in national stories that highlight untreated mental illness and rising suicide rates among Black youth. For example, suicide among Black youth ages 10 to 17 rose 144% between 2007 and 2020. Her work has helped shift the narrative from shame and silence toward healing and advocacy for better systems of care. Danita's story shows that even when pain is generational and public, naming it can move families and communities toward healing. Her choice to speak openly turns deeply personal hurt into a public call for collective healing. And that's what Kiki Williams reminded me of during our interview. It's okay to hurt and tell about it. It helps you grow stronger and wiser while giving someone else strength to go forward when they don't want to or know how. Now, let's talk about the reality we're living in. About 16% of Black people report having a mental illness, and about 22% of those cases are severe. But here's the part that should make us all pause. Only about 1 in 3 Black adults with mental illness receives treatment. Black adults are less likely than white adults to receive mental health care. Only 39% of Black adults with any mental illness receive treatment, compared with 58% of white adults. And about 24% of Black adults say they were treated unfairly or with disrespect by a health provider in the last 3 years. These numbers are not just statistics, they are our mothers, our sisters, our friends, our colleagues. They are us. And they tell a story of a community that is suffering in silence, not because we don't want help, but because the systems that are supposed to help us have failed us over and over again. But here's what's also true: things are shifting. There's a growing use of culturally competent therapy, including telehealth and internet delivered cognitive behavioral therapy, which has been effective for Black women experiencing insomnia and depression. There's an expansion of Black led and Black focused mental health organizations and platforms that help individuals find Black therapists and culturally competent care. And increased conversations and awareness are reducing stigma, making it more acceptable for Black professionals and entrepreneurs to say, I'm not fine, and get support. Telehealth and cognitive behavioral therapy have shown significant improvements in sleep and depressive symptoms among Black women, demonstrating that with time and proper support, mental health can improve even when things feel very bad. The development of directories and networks that specifically link Black individuals with Black or culturally competent therapists is making a real difference. These shifts show that when Black adults push past stigma, allow themselves to hurt out loud, and access support, their mental health can improve, and their example helps normalize healing for colleagues, family, and friends. The data proves that while the starting point may be bad, change is possible and contagious. For generations, Black professionals have been told to work twice as hard, complain half as much, and keep personal struggles hidden. That culture of silence, combined with systemic racism in healthcare, has left many of us suffering alone. But recent research and advocacy are helping to rewrite that story, centering the message that it is both necessary and powerful to seek help, share your journey, and then turn back to support others in your community. And that's what this soft girl era is really about. It's about unlearning survival, it's about rediscovering softness, it's about reclaiming the joy, rest, and freedom we deserve without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. It's about learning to be soft in a world that taught us survival. Your healing is not just for you, it's for the person watching you, wondering if they're allowed to fall apart too. It's for the colleague who's barely holding on. It's for the friend who's been faking fine for so long they've forgotten what real feels like. When you choose to be honest about your pain, you give someone else permission to do the same. And that permission, it can save a life. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Tell the truth about how you're really doing to at least one trusted person. That could be a therapist, a close friend, a partner, a mentor, or a support group. Someone you can be honest with about where it hurts, and take one concrete step towards support. Look up one culturally competent or Black therapist in your area or via telehealth. Join a virtual support space or community for Black professionals. Schedule a check in with someone you know is struggling and ask, how are you really? Refuse to suffer in silence. Name your pain, then be open to either receiving help or offering it where you can, because pain is real, but it is not permanent. You are allowed to hurt out loud, and that honesty can save you. And your healing is not just for you, it positions you to help someone else. This is your permission slip. This is your invitation to drop the cape, name the hurt, and step into something softer, something truer, something that feels like freedom. It's okay to hurt and tell about it. It helps you grow stronger and wiser while giving someone else strength, to go forward when they don't want to or know how. Now go. Be soft, be honest, be free. And watch how your courage becomes the light someone else has been searching for in the dark.